Ho ho buddies, welcome to Botline Games. I'm Gareth and today we're playing Raincode, where its full name is Master Detective Archives Raincode Plus, but who cares about that? Anyway, there's Edvard Munch's The Scream. We are at the location of the third Nailman murder. We've investigated two before this. It turns out that Yuma has the ability of coalescence, which basically means that he can share abilities as long as he's holding their hand. I think he made that rule up just so he can hold Halara's hand, but who knows. We are now going to have a look at this and see what's going on. Let's go see what's going on. So, corpse, original look. I want to look at that last. Examine the shelf with the paint. Ting. Okay. So just this stack boxes. The cardboard boxes are stacked up. Judging from the labels, the boxes were brought in after the incident.
It appears.
Looks like there's artwork inside. They must be storing the items no longer on exhibit. I don't think these are related to the investigation. Well, I'll see about that once I hold hands with Halara. Hold my hand. Oh, here we go.
Ignition reveals the crime scene in slightly faded colors. The room looked vaguely hazy in my eyes, even with the rows of vivid paintings within the art gallery.
Oh, the paintings are in different places?
The smell of paint oil that permeated the room wasn't that of the past, but the present. If even the smells from the past could be recreated, the stench of the corpse would be much more overwhelming.
Alright, so paintings have been moved from there and there. Old looking portrait is up there now. It's a portrait painting with nails driven into it. This picture really conveys its time period. Maybe the person depicting it is an important figure from years ago.
What?
Huh? There's nothing dignified about this guy. He just looks like a regular old geezer. Do I need to look at this again, do you think?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, this is new actually. There's a layer of dust on the boxes. It doesn't look like the culprit touched them. Meaning they've got nothing to do with the case. Perfect. Well, you got to rule stuff out to find out what's in. Release. Okay. Let's look over by the door. Examining around the entrance. Also, we've seen a lot of opportunities in each. I think it's each crime scene. We've seen an opportunity for the murderer to strangle the victim from outside the room. Like in the clock tower, we've seen that he could have potentially done it through the window. In the last one we were in, we saw that there was a small window that potentially they could have strangled someone through there, maybe. And also in the downstairs club, there was like a vent that maybe they could have strangled someone through there. Is that possible? I don't know. Okay, let's look at this. So, entrance door.
There are two keys that open this door. Only one of them was inside the room at the time of discovery. The other one was owned by a member of the art gallery staff. That staff member always carried the extra key and used it to enter this room when the corpse was discovered.
Where was the key found inside usually kept?
It's supposed to be kept in the administrative office, but it's unknown if it was always there. Maybe it was lost and the culprit found it. Or perhaps the culprit secretly stole it.
What are we talking about here? Right. There are two keys that open this door. Only one of them was inside the room at the time of discovery. The other one was owned by a member of the art gallery staff. That staff member always carries the extra key and used it to enter this room when the corpse was discovered. Right, so we're setting up another locked room murder, aren't we? It's supposed to be kept in the administrative office, but it's unknown if it was always there. Maybe it was lost and the culprit found it, or perhaps the culprit secretly stole it. Okay, cool.
Either way, the culprit managed to obtain the key somehow.
Or there's another way of getting in this room.
One key was in the storage room. The other key was always carried by a staff member.
A lot of the time with locked room murders is that the murder was either the murderer was in the room and was able to either slip amongst the people that enter the room, or somehow the murder takes place when the door is opened. Usually, with a locked room mystery, one of the rules that you shouldn't have is that there's a different way of getting into the room. I think that's like a rule, isn't it? In mystery things, but I'm sure that if anything's going to break these rules, it's going to be rain code. I guess we'll find out.
If the culprit is that staff member, then this wouldn't be a locked room mystery, right?
Exactly.
Why go through the trouble of making it look like a locked room murder if you'd immediately become the first suspect?
I mean, that's true, I suppose.
I guess you wouldn't.
You want to frame that person. Two keys can open the door to the art gallery storage room. At the time the body was discovered, one of them was inside the room. Okay, let's have a look. Doo-doo-doo. Hold my hand, Halara. I guess this isn't actually going to tell us anything else, is it? Yep. Yep.
I see.
Yep. Alright. It's a shame there's not a picture of me letting go of Halara's hand and, you know, her being disappointed or something. Okay, painting of someone screaming, like Edvard Munch's scream.
This is...
A painting of a man screaming with his hands clutching his face. There's something unnerving about this painting. I almost feel as if it's going to swallow me whole.
That's...
Paintings don't have that kind of power. More importantly, did you find anything? No, nothing suspicious. It doesn't look like it's related to the case. Detective points +10. The canvas placed here is completely blank. I wonder why it's blank, and why is it so messily placed with these wooden frames?
well...
Doesn't look like an exhibition piece. Maybe it was used for some other event. I see. Nothing seems out of place. I don't think this will help with the case. Do you? Looks directly at the camera. Okay. Hold my hand. Blank canvas.
Yeah.
A blank canvas and wooden frame have been placed on a trolley. Nothing seems to have changed between then and now. At least that's how it looks to me. It appears unchanged to me as well, meaning there's probably no evidence to be found here. Detective points +10. And Edvard Munch is up there now. I mean, we're not going to acknowledge that, no. Let go. Okay, so we've done this. Over here, what's here?
That place is suspicious.
What? Alright, whatever. Sculpture. Covered in with cloth. Oh, it's saying this is suspicious. Okay. Why not? Let's have a look at this. What's this?
Oh!
A sculpture with a sheet placed over it to keep the dust off.
It appears.
Doesn't look like it's been moved for a long time. Yeah, you can tell from the dust that's gathered on the sheet too. In other words, it's completely irrelevant. Or it's the culprit. There are baskets on top of the shelf. I'm not tall enough to see inside them though. I'll take a look for you. This is... What is it? We accomplished nothing. So you found nothing? Awesome. Hold my hand. Alright. So, sculpture covered with cloth again.
Oh!
It's a sculpture with a sheet over it. The position was the same before and after use in postcognition.
I see.
The overall shape of the sheet is also unchanged. We can assume nobody's moved it. This sculpture isn't related to the case. Fine. I thought it might be something cool. There are baskets on top of the shelf. There's nothing but dust inside. I guess it hasn't been used for a while. Basically, it's unrelated to the case. And then there's the nail-pierced painting.
There's a nail.
It's so funny watching them holding hands.
The killer must have hammered a nail into the
feel like Yuma gets shorter and shorter. Every time we see him in another room with another character, he seems even shorter.
Why is there such a fixation on dolls? The crime scenes so far have all been abnormal, but this one's just sick and twisted.
A nail is driven into the portrait, perhaps in place of a doll. Alright, we're done. This wall? Ah, here's the small window. So another opportunity for a culprit to potentially strangle their victim from outside.
The only way in or out of here besides the door is this window.
The window jets out and is used as a vent. It doesn't appear big enough for someone to move through.
Currently, it opens outwards slightly, but there are no other suspicious traces on it. It's
Maybe
impossible to enter or exit.
he strangles them and then throws a nail bomb inside. And just kind of goes poof. That'd be an interesting a way for this to go. I mean, that's both of those things are possible, but I don't know whether it'd be... He's got to throw a bunch of dolls in as well, I suppose. Alright. Hang on. What else is here? Painting. We can look at it again, I guess? The window juts out and is used as a vent. It doesn't seem big enough for someone to move through. Yes. Well, it's big enough for ropes to move through.
This is...
Nails are driven into this painting of a young man.
I'm...
Oh, I know this. He's one of those edgelord protagonists. Oops. Protagonists. Everyone loves them for no reason. Everyone loves for no reason. That's not really the impression I get. And that's it. Okay. So the only thing left to check is the body. Corpse original location. Marks on corpse.
Oh!
Seems like this is where the body was at the time of the murder. Of the incident. I just noticed that there's like a little grid at the bottom. There's no trace of it anymore though.
Beats me.
Looks like the area's been cleaned up, probably by the peacekeepers or the art gallery staff. I don't think investigating here will turn up any useful information. But what about if I did this? Corpse.
Corpse of a
Something so funny about them holding hands.
She has nails all over her body, as expected.
Nail bomb. I'm calling it. It was done with a length of rope and a nail bomb. To finish the job.
The victim's name is Issa Moe. She used her good looks to have relations with many men. The amount of
Or a nail gun.
could have
Thump, 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 thump.
the doll is
Through the window.
too high
Oops.
to count.
The amount of suspects who could have written her name on the doll is nearly too high to count, so I wasn't paying attention
Victim
then.
has those same marks that suggest being strangled to death.
Yes.
Huh? But there aren't any scratches that would have been left from a struggle.
Mmm.
You noticed as well.
Yeah, there's a wound on the back of her head. It looks pretty deep.
I wonder whether sharing Halara's power using my coalescence ability doesn't just give me ability to share her power, but an ability to share her intellect as well.
This may be the real cause of death.
She was actually hit in the back of the head. Like the other victims, there are signs of strangulation, but no wounds from resisting. And signs of blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Is it possible that this wasn't a Nailman murder? There's nothing else. So what haven't I done? I guess I gotta talk to you, do I?
By the way, Halara,
I will not
Oh.
accept any requests to reduce your fee.
that's not what I was going to ask. About your post-cognition, what were you able to see before you specialized it as your forte for investigating crime scenes?
What is the point of this question?
She's so rude.
I was wondering if you could use your ability to look at my past.
You want to see your lost memories like that? That's against the rules. No fair!
The fact of the matter is, even if I could see your past, the information would not be of any use to you.
Huh? Why's that?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Psychometry doesn't allow me to pick and choose what to perceive. Rather, I can only see fragments flash by.
Well, that seems like nonsense, because it's useful here, isn't it? When we're trying to solve a crime.
I cannot consciously access desired information. It's why I trained at the WDO to develop it into a forte specialized for investigations.
Because of its inconsistency.
Any piece of information would be valuable to me. If I can get even a little piece of my memory.
If you insist, I'll consider it once this investigation is done. How about 100,000 Xian per use?
Done.
Let's discuss it later. That sounded cheap to me somehow. My sense of money is getting all messed up.
Well done, Halara!
I thought that I'd done everything, but is there something I've forgotten? Done. Done. Oh, this isn't done. What? It is done, isn't it? Hold my hand. Ah! Ah! Okay. How did I miss that?
This is...
It's a large scenic painting with a doll nailed to it. I wonder how this ended up on the floor. Is there a reason?
That's...
If it's related to the incident, there's probably a reason. Let's assume that much. Doll nailed to the painting.
A large painting lies on the floor, and a doll is nailed against the canvas.
I guess these are too precise for a nail bomb. What was I thinking? I'm so embarrassed.
A nail goes through the head. Another nail is in the chest. But the nail in the chest also passed through the circular hole on the key's handle. Did the culprit leave the storage room after nailing the doll and key to the painting?
That's interesting. How did they leave?
If that's the case, how did they lock the room? The key was nailed to the picture, so it couldn't have been used.
Lock it. Then it's stabbed to the floor. And then...
Well, that's what makes it a locked room mystery. I'm sure they figured out some trick.
And I need to find out what that trick is.
Well, if it was with a nail gun, they would simply have to put the... like, feed the end of the nail through the key and then just shoot it at the doll. Are we done now? We're not done. What? That's ticked off. Tick. Tick. This isn't ticked off. Okay. What did I miss here? Hold my hand. Ah! I'm such an idiot. I would be a bad detective.
I've been wondering, did the culprit knock this paint can over? If so, it could have been used for some sort of trick.
It's unwise to make up your mind before conducting a proper investigation. It may have been like this before the murder.
Well, I don't know how to break this to you, Halara, but I'm at the end of the investigation now.
Right.
You got carried away in the hopes of getting complimented. Aren't you an eager little puppy?
Be quiet.
Alright. Did we do it?
That should be enough.
Yes. I'm finished investigating here. I feel like the full picture is slowly starting to come together. End investigation. What do you think, Halara? Did I do good? Are you proud of me?
Next is the window. It would be best to check outside of it.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'll stay here.
What are you going to do in here, though? I don't trust anybody at this point.
Outside the window? Alright.
I don't think I'll fit, though. Alright. Outside the window we go.
It's fine to inspect the window, but our buddy here really insists you do everything yourself, huh? And my master does everything he's told, like a good little underling detective.
That's a compliment in a way. I can take anything as a compliment, I suppose.
Halara,
Thanks, Shinigami.
This is something I took on myself. I can't just rely on everyone else after putting on a tough front for that kid. That's why I have to do it.
Well, the kid's not here, is he? So...
Or maybe Halara's just taking advantage of you. It's obvious money is that one's only motivation.
I think you're just jealous, Shinigami, of the relationship I'm developing here.
Even so, I think it's the right thing to do as a professional detective.
Master, being overly nice for no reason is stupid. It's why you're so deep in debt.
I'm sure she'll wipe the debt clean.
I know, but...
What are you mumbling about? Did you check the window?
Oh, right, I'll...
Oh yeah, of course. Like, for her, I'm just talking to myself. By the entrance to the room that she's in. Alright. Sorry, Halara.
Outside the window, could that have anything to do with the locked room?
Can't go in there. But I'm gonna check, Shinigami. Shut up. Art gallery.
I wonder what Halara discovered.
You know, it's just having fun pushing you around.
I hope that's not the case.
What are we seeing here?
I see.
Oh, what's this?
Let's rest.
Sealed boxes. Some cardboard boxes are stacked up. Looks like they're all sealed. Why wouldn't she come and help me and do the hand thing here? Because it would give me too much of a clue.
Actually,
They've been left in the rain, so I bet whatever's inside is ruined. Okay, I guess we're not going to look at those then. We're on level 13, which means absolutely nothing.
Maybe...
Someone could probably scale this fence with some effort. Maybe the culprit escaped this way.
anyway,
Actually, it also looks like you could just push open the gate. In the center there, there's nothing stopping it from being opened. Maybe, but the real priority is solving that locked room mystery, right? Anyway, it's not like there are any clues left behind here.
Yeah.
You're right, let's focus on figuring out that locked room.
Here's the window.
Well, see anything strange?
Apart from your ugly mug.
No, nothing strange about it.
I see. Try entering through the window.
I'm not sure I can do that.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Just try it.
Go on, try it.
Okay.
We need like an escapologist or something to be able to do this, don't we?
I can't. I can't even put my arm through this gap. I can stick a finger in, but that's it.
I don't like this kind of innuendo that's happening here.
I thought so. Good job. You can return now.
Huh? Are you sure? Did you figure something out?
Did you not?
You fool.
Not at all. What's that about?
A hinged window used for ventilation. It opens outward, but the gap is only about 5 centimeters wide. Who's that? The culprit always returns to the scene of the crime.
Hey! What are you doing here?
I'm not doing anything shady.
I'm not the most suspicious person you've met.
Wait!
I'm cool. I'm a peacekeeper. I should say I'm a peacekeeper.
I'm a peacekeeper.
Huh? Of Amaterasu Corporation?
Yes?
Yes, of Amaterasu.
you totally fumbled that. You're no good at lying, huh?
What did you say?
We are special investigators for Amaterasu Corporation. We are currently investigating a case. Civilians must not interfere.
Huh? Oh, right. I'm sorry.
Thank God you're here, Halara.
Hey, Halara, are you sure it's okay to lie like that?
I mean, you started to do it anyway, Yuma.
I've told you before that deception is necessary to finish an investigation quickly. By the way, aren't you an employee here? There's something I'd like to ask you. Can you bring over the staff member who discovered the body from that murder case a month ago?
Oh, that would be me.
Oh, cool.
Perfect.
Convenient.
Describe the events for us.
I'm scared to even remember it, but if it's part of the investigation, then I have no choice.
No, you don't. Don't have any choice at all.
It's up to you.
Sure.
Here we go.
Now, please tell us what happened on the day of the murder.
That day, I was doing my closing procedures when someone from the church appeared.
It's a classic good cop, psychopath cop. Okay.
He said he wanted me to help him find someone and that he knew the person was inside the art gallery.
More sociopath cop, I suppose.
So we looked around the premises together, but didn't find anyone. According to him, there was a chance that the person he was looking for was being pursued by the Nailman.
Thunder.
I couldn't help but feel terrified when I heard
Lighting dims.
How did you notice something was off about the storage room?
the lights were on, even though they were usually off, so I went to take a look. The door was locked, so I opened it with the key I had. But I was afraid to go any further. So I let the church person go first and open the door while I watched from behind.
Like a coward.
And then there
The
was
church person.
a corpse.
Let me pay more attention to this. Right. Right. That day, I was doing my closing procedures when someone from the church appeared. He said he wanted me to help him find someone, and that he knew the person was inside the art gallery. So we looked around the premises together. So this is going to be the worshipper from the church, right? Oh, look at that little mouse hanging out in the corner. Sorry about that. According to him, there was a chance that the person he was looking for was being pursued by the Nailman. I couldn't help but feel terrified when I heard that. Right, okay. The lights were on even though they were usually off, so I went to have a look. The door was locked, so I opened it with the key I had, but I was afraid to go any further, so I let the church person go first, open the door, while I watched from behind. And then there was a corpse.
Did you touch the body?
In like a weird way, you freak.
Of course not. I was too afraid and froze at the entrance.
What about the churchgoer?
He saw what happened at the doorway and didn't go any further.
Are you positive you didn't touch anything inside after unlocking the door?
Yes, but the churchgoer accidentally kicked a paint can over
Ah.
the door,
Why?
and paint spilled all over the floor.
So that paint was from back then.
Okay, I get the picture. Thank you. You may go now.
Why was he kicking over the paint? Tell us who the churchgoer was. Was it the worshipper? It might not have been. It might have been somebody else. It might have been the murderer. Someone from the church tried to enter and knocked over a paint can. Why?
That brings all the information together. It's time to resolve the case.
Awkward pause again.
Wait! I still have no idea what happened.
Time does not wait for you. Our deadline is approaching. You hurry back to the detective agency.
Huh? What about you?
Worry not. When you're in trouble, say my name.
And I shall appear.
Halara Nightmare shall rush to your aid.
Alright, you fucking weirdo.
What are you gonna do, Master? We've checked everything we can. All that's left is to point out the true culprit, but...
Maybe I should build a Halara signal to shine into the sky.
What to do?
And you can jump down off your gargoyle and come and help me.
easy for now. We might get to see Fuzzhead get executed.
Oh, cool.
Oh, right. We need to help him.
Finished.
I need to hurry back before the chief gets executed.
Alright, and we're going to see if the chief gets executed next time on Borderline Games. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Master Detective Archives Raincode Plus. And I'll see you next time. Have a good evening. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.